How powerful is Megatron, the leader of the Decepticons and Optimus Prime's greatest rival? How mighty is this genocidal transformer? Well, today, that's what we're going to find out. What's up, guys? This is DanCo. I do fight breakdowns, power ranking videos, or more deep dives into your favorite characters and franchises, with new videos every week. So if that seems great to you, well, sit back and enjoy the video. Hit that like button if you want to, or hit the subscribe button while you're at it. So for this video, since there are so many different continuities for Transformers and so many different versions of Megatron, just know that we're going to be solely focusing in on the IDW Comics version of Megatron. Sure, there's the animated version, the Bayverse, they even showed up in Marvel Comics for a while, but this video is just going to be about the IDW version because it's one of his most iconic versions and arguably one of his most powerful. And buckle up because Megatron in Transformers goes absolutely crazy. Megatron, he's the founder of the Decepticon Uprising and their most well-known and most feared leader. As a young and charismatic leader forged in battle and war, he began to believe in a grand purpose for his people. It is the Transformers' glorious destiny to rule an empire which will span across the entire universe. As the exact opposite of his mortal enemy Optimus Prime, he feels great contempt for other Transformers, who he feels have betrayed their proud heritage by demanding peace and cooperation with weaker life forms. And so it's the destiny of the Decepticons to bring order to the universe through complete conquest. And it just so happens that Megatron is set to gain a whole lot of personal power along the way. Recently though, Megatron had a change of heart, realizing that he had become a monster. And so Megatron's trying to change his ways. But he's spent so much time reveling in violence, well, turning to the good side may be a lost cause. I mean, the guy's responsible for the deaths of 4.6 billion Cybertronians and over 900 million humans. It's kinda hard to see him just try and instantly become a good guy now. So just how powerful is Megatron? I mean, that is why you clicked on the video. Well, just talking about Megatron's strength, the big guy is ridiculously strong. I actually think the movies did a bit of disservice to the Transformers when it comes to showing off their power, because they're so much more powerful than just big, massive robots. Transformers, and specifically the big names like Optimus and Megatron, are world-class powerhouses. More similar to like Superman or Hulk than they would be to just a giant robot that can transform into a semi-truck. Like, let me give you an example. Optimus Prime one time fought against a Transformer named Six Shot, whose armor was literally made out of the toughest material in the universe and was said to be made from a literal star. And Optimus cracked that armor with just his punches. These guys are ridiculously strong. But anyways, Megatron is so strong that he's routinely able to dominate other Transformers. He can crush them in the palm of his hands, beat them to death with his giant robot fists. The guy has absolutely no chill. He even ripped Optimus's core straight out of his body. And again, just to prove my point about Transformers being way more powerful than you actually think, this is Scorponok. Remember that guy from the movie? The same guy who was injured by the military? Well, in the IDW comics, he survived an explosion that was capable of being seen from outer space. He's way tougher than you might think. Megatron still beat his face in with his bare hands. I think that demonstrates my point pretty clearly. Megatron has even survived being pulled in by a moon, so effectively held his ground against a moon. Of course, it's not just that Megatron is surprisingly strong, Megatron is also insanely tough. I mean, the guy has consistently been able to completely no-sell attacks from both Autobots and his fellow Decepticons, meaning that he just took the attacks and was basically left standing there like nothing had happened. That's both very intimidating and honestly kinda awesome. And Megatron doesn't just seem to have a habit of shrugging off attacks or managing to take attacks from the most powerful Transformers out there, but the guy just seems dang near unkillable. He's got some of the greatest survivability you've ever seen. He survived being shot in the head, survived being sliced in two, survived being ripped in half, even survived a force field originating from inside of him. Sure, sometimes he might have to have a new body or his followers might have to bring him back at some point, but it's almost just ridiculous. You think you've got Megatron beat, you think you've killed him, then he just comes back, and comes back time and time again. Now Megatron isn't just some lumbering brute who's super strong and super tough. He's meant to be Optimus Prime's ultimate rival and equal, which means that he's one of the best fighters and warriors in the entire universe. Seriously, both Megatron and Optimus are so good here that they're almost guaranteed to win any fight they find themselves in. They're even such strategic geniuses that they can lead thousands of battles on different battlefronts simultaneously. And one of the main ways that Megatron wins a lot of his fights is with his fusion cannon, his signature weapon. He can regularly one-shot Transformers and has absolutely no problem with doing this either. I mean, Megatron is a bad guy, it's not like it's below him to just gun down and instantly kill his opponents. And so we've got plenty of examples of him regularly doing this. And remember, all these Transformers are way tougher than you think. Like tough enough to survive city-destroying blast, or even survive nukes altogether. And Megatron has no problem easily killing them with just one blast. At his best, Megatron's fusion cannon is even capable of destroying whole civilizations. Or did I say that that was Megatron's best? Because I think his real best has to be when he battled against the Void. So just who is this guy? Well, I guess the best way I can explain it is that Void is a dark entity that embodies dead universes, and is actually stated to be the very personification of said dead universe. From there, the Void is responsible for rifts between universes and is capable of threatening reality. It's even been hinted that if the Void ever merged with the living universe, well, it could end everything. So this guy is like one of the biggest threats out there, a threat to end all other threats. Anyways, during the Chaos story arc in the comics, D-Void had an attempt to come for the living universe, because Galvatron was mistakenly going to create the way out for D-Void by killing Cybertron. In order to make sure that the Autobots were out of his way and he could properly get to the living universe, D-Void's will claimed a bunch of dead Transformers and used them to create an enormous monster, Decepticon. And not just that, but through the heart of darkness, this Decepticon was gaining power from D-Void, meaning that it was technically both the embodiment of a dead universe and had power from a universe-threatening entity. And then it ran into Megatron. And of course, Megatron properly manhandled him, which is like beyond impressive. And here, Megatron didn't just kill the Decepticon, but also managed to injure D-Void itself, meaning that Megatron managed to kill a monster that was powered by a dead universe and was a threat to the universe, while also managing to damage a universal dark entity, all with one blast. I definitely say that that's true power. And that's not all either. No, you can also move on to the Dark Cybertron story arc. This time, Shockwave had all the power of the dead universe and a time drive, which he used to power himself. But he also had access to the Regenesis program, which includes 14 ores, which are basically Transformer Infinity Gems, and each gave him different powers and abilities. Later on, Shockwave also managed to collapse all of space-time around himself, creating a singularity that was going to absorb the universe, without concept of distance, time, and space. Only a never-ending moment. So a Shockwave that has the power of the dead universe was collapsing all of space-time around him. Not just that he could easily destroy entire universes, but he was also removing the very concept of space and time. Both Megatron and Optimus were able to survive a point-blank blast from this guy, and then injure him with their attacks. So at the end of the day, how powerful is Megatron? Well, easily one of the most powerful Transformers out there. Maybe second only to Optimus Prime, all things considered. This guy survived universal level attacks. He's destroyed universal level monsters. He can easily beat pretty much any foe that comes against him. It's a good thing that Megatron decided to switch sides and become one of the good guys. But what do y'all think? Sound off in the comments down below. I know you're gonna have thoughts and feelings on this one for sure. If you stuck around this long and made it to the end of the video, that's amazing. Thank you so much for watching and for supporting us. And if you want to go subscribe, well, go subscribe. You're gonna see more videos like this one every single week. I'll see y'all then. I'll see y'all next time.